the things that I'm going to share today will be the topics of choosing the best part. You have taken beef, you have taken chicken, you have taken different animals, cooked animal, of course. Sometimes, if you go to the store, they will ask you which part of the meat that you like. Especially if you go to supermarket, wow, they will tell you this is the rib eyes. Oh, that one is the thigh, and then different part of the animal. Which part do you like? You get to choose. Same thing. You get to choose the different parts of your life, of your own life, what you like. For me, for a chicken, I like two parts. One is a chicken drumstick. Second one will be the wing. Because why? The meat there are very smooth and softer. I like them. Even though the wing got a lot of bones, not much of a meat there, but I still like it. So, what is your favorite part? So today we are going to talk about choosing the best part in your life. Do you get to choose your life? A lot of people will say, no, I don't get to choose my life. It's because all has been planned for. God has already get it all set up, and I don't get to choose it. I tell you, that is wrong. That is wrong. The reason why, when we look at today's sermon, you will understand why I say so. Okay, the topic is based on this verse in the Bible. Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. Let us read that together. Luke chapter 10, verse 38. Now it happened as they went, and when he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary. These are the two sisters, Martha and Mary. And who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore, tell her to help me. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed. And Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her. Mary chosen the good part, that particular good part. Nobody can take away from her. This is what Jesus said. A lot of things, sometimes you may say, I want this, I want that. Sometimes a certain thing, somebody rob it from you. But those are what? Material things. Those are temporal. Those are the things of the earth. But Mary chose the things of heaven, the spiritual. Martha and Mary are sisters. They are sisters. Martha, being the older sibling in the house, tend to carry the responsibility of all connected with the household affairs in the home. Martha is the oldest. We got Mary, and of course, in the Bible, we have read another person that's by the name of Lazarus. That is the brother, their brother. So they have these three siblings who stay together in the house. And Jesus, being a very close friend with them, because all these three, their fathers was by the name of Simon. So after the father passed away, these three siblings, they stay in one house. They love each other, care for each other. They take care of each other. And Martha, being the eldest in the family of three now, she take care of all the household products. items that needs to be done, like cooking, washing, clearing all the garbages. I will assume maybe Lazarus was helping out by throwing the garbage at the end of the day. But every one of them, they are staying very peacefully in the house. And Jesus were, this place they are staying are not very far away from Jerusalem. In fact, it is about 20 kilometers away. And they are very good friends with Jesus. And now this is the time Jesus go there and visit them. And among the siblings, they are of different characters. In the Bible, if you have read, Martha is a person that is get the things doing, going, and she is the hot temper type of person, which later on we're going to read on her also. Mary, on the other hand, is the one that is quiet, gentle. Okay, so these two ladies or sisters, they are totally opposite in character. From the Bible, this Martha and Mary, they are totally different in characters, but still, yet they can stay together. Why? It's because of the love of Christ that is inside them. In the world we live today, we have people of different character. Me, Brenda, Auntie Jaya, Sister May, Brother Emmanuel, or even Gabriel. All of us have a different characters. Some are like Martha, some are just like Mary. If everybody are Mary, I tell you, our church, I don't know how it's going to run, because everybody are listening to God's word, and nobody is going to do the cleaning regardless of the floor. Or like this morning, you have seen Emmanuel distributing the bread and wine. And if nobody is distributing bread and wine, what's going to happen? Everybody is going to rush to the table, take your own bread and wine, and go and sit in the chair. And there will be people running around. It will be havoc. Okay, the different people will still have to do their own things. Some are just like Martha, some are just like Mary. There is nothing wrong with both, you know. It is just different choices being made. I mean, you can't just ignore all these things that need to be done. Can you? I even heard a brother who told me before, I don't think Jesus was very fair to Martha when Jesus talked the way he was talking. Martha, Martha, you are very proud about many things. Today, I'm going to focus mainly on Martha. I cannot speak on these two subjects because of time constraint. I will only concentrate on Martha and see what we can learn from her character. I can assure you that if you have trouble with this story, you are not the first one. I mean, the dirty work has still got to be done. The floor still need to be mopped. The dishes on the sink after our dinner still need to be washed, right? So Martha was doing her best to provide all the guests, and she could and she should be commended for it, isn't it? She has done a good job in taking care and the hospitality that she provides to the guests. Even Jesus is there, and he needs to be taken care of also. She is a very good worker piece, and I'm sure she wanted to make it very special event for Jesus. You know, this is a famous guy who came to the house, especially they have a very good relationship with this family of 3 persons. She wanted to give him her best. But something negative happened in the story. Rather than being a happy occasion, it turns into a bad occasion for Martha. It is found in verse 4. Martha was distracted with much serving. She was very busy in the kitchen, preparing the food, and make sure it could be served to all the guests that came. Can this be a case where Martha is so busy serving Jesus that she is not paying attention to Jesus? Are we so busy with the things of our life that we've forgotten about Jesus? Her attention has been distracted off the one thing that is most important in life. Could we become a busy serving God that we are distracted and we just don't listen to Him? Our life sometimes can be clouded by the things of this world. May it be your work, your studies, your family, your children. I think you have forgotten who is Jesus. Who is Him? Of course, the food is important. In this case, their culture and our culture in Malaysia is not different. When you have guests coming, you want to serve them water, drinks, or even foods that you have at home. People have to eat to survive, don't they? And the basic necessity of life must be taken care of. That's first thing when your guests come to your house. But what if food becomes our focus? What if food becomes our primary objective? You know, Jesus said, no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Therefore, I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. It is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing. This is written in Matthew chapter 6, verse 24 and 25. Someone has said, it is better to go hungry than to go wrong. I think our frenetic generation needs to hear this kind of teaching. Often we place a value on ourselves based on how busy we are. We rush here, rush there, and when we meet others, we talk about how much we have to do and how little time we have. We have a frantic life rather than a focused life. Do we lose our focus? We are like Martha when Jesus said, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered about so many things. Perhaps the best thing we could do is stop rushing and start resting in Jesus. Stop rushing and start resting in Jesus. Perhaps we need to stop worrying about things of this world so that things can get refocused on those things that are really important. We see it's very easy to get out of focus. There are so many things that's happening. When we get our life out of focus, at this that happened to Martha, let us go down the list with you. Focusing. Loss of focus causes questions of God's cares. Does really God's cares for you? That's the first point. Second point will be loss of focus causes finding fault with others, not yourself, you know. They're talking about other people's fault. And the third of the loss of focus causes resorting to self-pity. Oh Lord, pity me, poor me. You see all I have to do in the office of 50 people. Most of the thing is me, one person who do it. The rest are just sitting there in their own cubicle, just chatting away, looking up their handphone, playing games. It's all me who are doing the job. That is called self-pity. Let us come to the point one by one. Loss of focus causes questioning God's care. Is God there? In a herd of lamb, there may be 100 or 200 lambs there. Do they concentrate on the shepherd, where their eyes are focusing? Are they Yes, they are looking at the shepherds. Where the shepherds go, they follow behind. Sometimes in a movie, you may be seeing this shepherd who may be carrying a stick and move the lamb around at the back. Do you? They always walk in front. Who are the people that is following at the back? The lamb. And what else? They make sure that the lamb will walk away from the group, from the herd. They are the shepherd dog. They are the shepherd dog. But what happened is the lamb are focusing their eyes on the shepherd so that they can follow the way he is supposed to be. But do we have a lamb who forgotten, who lost focus, and who worried that the shepherd will run away, will not be there to lead them? There seems to be accusation of Martha on Jesus. Martha said what? Lord, are you not paying attention to what is going on here? Lord, don't you see all the works I am doing now? Behind at the kitchen? Lord, come on, do something. Don't you care about me? That is in her heart. Martha was angry at Jesus because he continues to let the situation go on and on and on. Notice that Martha addresses her irritation at Jesus. You have to admit that she is a one gutsy woman. She knew who is Jesus. But still, she questioned Jesus. Don't you care? Don't you care? Martha is accusing Jesus of not caring for her. And because she was sure that if Jesus really cared for her, he would have done something about the situation. See? But sister, I'm working hard, and you don't even care. Where are you, Lord? Where are you? I wonder if you have ever wondered if God cares for you in your life. Lift your hand. If you ever in your life up to today, you have wondered before that Jesus ever cared for you. I did. I can hold my two hands up to tell you, I did. Sometimes you don't hear his voice. Sometimes you ask, Lord, you say, you will never forsake me. Like just now we sang in the song. You will never leave me. Oh, yes, God, that is very good. I sang it many, many times in my life. But where are you when I need you most? When I cry out to you? When I call out to you? Where are you? Brothers and sisters, remember, Jesus cares for you. And he's always by your side. I remember of a poem that was written. I kind of push later because I didn't search for it. There is this title, Footstep. This footstep come about is this writer was written when I was young. When I was good, I saw these two set of footsteps on the sand. Two set of footsteps on the sand. One set of the footsteps belongs to the Lord Jesus Christ. Another set of footsteps belongs to me. And we have been walking side by side all the while. Until one day, I saw one time where only one set of footsteps on the sand. And looking back, there is a time my life was in the deepest pit. When I undergo depression, my life was in sorrow, lonely, nobody cares. Why, God, did I see one set footstep? Where were you, Jesus? And Jesus answered him, you saw the one set of footsteps. It was my set of footsteps. Because I was carrying you during that time. Think back. When we are sad, when we are down, Jesus was there. Have you ever questioned where God is when you are going through times of trouble? I know that I had, and you know what I'm talking about, don't you? You understand? You know that God could fix the situation because He's our Almighty, omnipotent, omnipresent. Yet He seems to sit in silence. You feel lonely because you don't feel Him there. Doesn't God care for me? Is He going to sit back and do nothing? But the Bible teaches us God do care for you. It says, I will never leave you nor forsake you in Hebrew chapter 13, verse 5. For I know the thought that I think towards you, says the Lord, thought of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. That's in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. Folks, here is a great truth. God always takes care of His children. Remember that. God always takes care of His children. There may be times in your life when you want God to speak and He doesn't. Don't judge the silence of God as being unconcerned for you. Never. He shows and He knows what you are going through, and He will always watch over you. But Martha was worried more about the biscuit than was about being blessed. She was more concerned about the roast duck than she was about her relationship with Jesus. Loss of focus always confuses the issue. God cares, but she didn't feel He cares. Second is the loss of focus causes finding fault with others. Okay, in the Bible, in the second part of verse 40, Martha finally explodes with anger as she comes out of the kitchen, boiling mad. She was really mad. And she said, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work alone? Tell her to help me. Tell her to help me. Have you ever complained when you and your brother or your sisters fighting? What would you do? I tell Daddy. And the part is that Martha doesn't even call her sister by name. Can you just tell her to help me? No, she didn't say, can you ask Mary to help me? What is the difference? Tell her and tell Mary. What is the difference between these two phrases? She is wroth, very mad. She is mad at the world and those who are close to her. Knows it. Those all the disciples and other people who was there in the room can feel it. How can Mary just leave me out there to fend for myself? Martha was trying to convey the message. Can't even my sister come and help me? She bring out the problem already, isn't it? Can't she see what is going on? She's trying to close her blind eyes. Who does she think she is? Just sitting there, doing nothing. And I have to do all the dirty jobs in the kitchen. Have you ever been around people like that? When they get really mad, you don't want to go anywhere close to them in the neighborhood. Because as you get closer, you'll feel the heat coming. The explosion may not kill you, but the sharp word really hurts everyone there. The sharp word. There are people that when they get mad, they are mad at the world. They take their frustration out on everything and everyone. Here is some wisdom from the Bible about anger. In James chapter 1, verse 19 and 20, it says, "So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath, for the wrath of man does not produce righteousness of God." Slow, slow, slow. In Proverbs 22, verse 24 and 25, make no friendship with an angry man, and that also including women. And with a furious man, do not go, lest you learn his way and set a snare for your soul. When you are with an angry man, you will learn to be an angry man. And when you get into angry, you cannot control your emotion. Brothers and sisters, if you get angry all the time, pay attention to what you are focusing on. If your focus is on your situation rather than the Savior, perhaps you need to refocus once more. The third point and the last point that I'm going to share today will be the loss of focus causes resorting to self-pity. Do you know that all this boils down to Martha is feeling that life is not treating her fairly. It's just not right that I am being treated this way. You ask yourself. No one should have to do all the work that I'm doing by themselves. No one cares about me. I have to carry all those burdens. This becomes the word self-pity. Let us look at the verse 40 again. Let us look at verse 40. It says, "But Martha was distracted with all her preparation." In Luke chapter 10, verse 40. If you have the Bible with you in your hand, you can take out a highlighter to highlight the word distracted. This distracted is a sense of the word translated. Distracted means to be pulled away, to be dragged away from what you are doing. In other words, to be taken captive, to be made a prisoner against one's own free will. The implication is that Martha wanted to hear Jesus herself. She also wanted to be like her sister Mary. She wanted to be seated by the feet of Jesus. She wanted to be seated next to Mary, but she was pulled away. She was taken captive by her sense of duty. You think so? Yes. By her sense of duty, she has been taken away. Fretting about the meal was robbed her of the joy of listening to the Lord. She should, of course, taken the responsibility seriously, but not to the point where she neglected to listen to Jesus. She wanted to listen to Jesus as he normally offer the words of abundant life. She wanted to listen to him as he said, "If you want to save your life, you must give it away." She wanted to listen to him to explain, as he explained that the first should be the last should be. She wanted to understand. She wanted to listen. She also wanted to listen when he said, "Pray for your enemy and bless those who curse you." She wanted to know. And she also wanted to listen to him as he said, "I am the bread of life. He who eats this bread will still live forever. But she could not listen to him, for her mind had been taken captive by many things, preparing the food, preparing the drinks. And so Jesus said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered about so many things, but only one thing is necessary. Only one thing is necessary. Focus on me. Jesus has given you the solution. Brother and sister, here is the great truth. Loss of focus can be cured by reinforcing and refocusing on Jesus. Folks, here is a warning. Unless we focus on Jesus, we will focus on something else. What is your life focused on? Let me tell you a story. There is a Scottish boy who was running on the hill, and he saw a very beautiful flowers among the grasses. So he cut the flowers. After he took the flower, he smells it, and then he turned back. He saw that it's a cave. The door was open wide. So, being a curious boy, he will go into the cave, and he saw many minerals, many gold chain, gold bars, and some beautiful diamonds and rocks. So he gets so excited. He start picking up a few of them, go into his pocket, try to walk out. But later, as in the cave, as he tried to walk out, he heard a voice. It came up from the cave, inside the cave. He said, "Don't forget the best." So the boy turned around and gathered even more of all those precious stones and gold, and put it in the sack, and he pulled out. He was about to leave the cave. He heard the voice and say again, "Don't forget the best. Don't forget the best." This time, the boy laid everything down and filled his pocket, hooked all the things that can be hooked onto his hands, and dragged all those precious things out with him. Having a full load, the boy left the cave, and at that instant, after he left the cave, the door was closed behind him. In the wink of an eye, all the boy carried turns into sand and turns into soil. You forgot the best. The flower that you left behind in the cave is the key to the treasure. As long as he has a flower with him, all the things, all the jewels, all the treasure he has are still with him. But because he put down the flower on the floor, and he was very busy trying to pick up all the treasure and keep it for himself and walk out of the cave without the flower, all the treasure becomes soil and sand. The door cannot be opened, but brothers and sisters, remember, always select the best and you can have the rest. Always select the best and you can have the rest. He didn't take the flower with him. All the treasure become sand and soil. As we come to the conclusion, Jesus is the key. Jesus is the key. Select the best. Build your relationship with Jesus and you will have the rest. We can be so busy with all the things in life. We can become so distracted by what is going on that we miss Jesus. As we go through this busy world, may our focus be upon Jesus. Always, always. Never, never forget to focus. and you have lost focus in certain part of your life. Now is a time to regain back and refocus back in the things that is the most important, the best choice. Choosing your best part in life, it will affect you forever. Okay, today is the Mother's Day. It is the beautiful day that we remember the most beautiful woman in our life, who born us, give us life here in this earth. So, for brothers and sisters who may have still have mother alive, please don't forget to give them a call to wish them happy Mother's Day. And for those mothers who are here, don't forget to pat yourself on the shoulder to say, you have done well in life. Continue to strive on to walk in the path that God has planned for you this human. Okay, so today the sermon finished here.